Yo, what's up? It's Victor Wilt. Last night, right before I went to bed, I saw some very exciting rock news, and that was about the band Ghost. Dropped their new album, Scaletta, just a little over a week ago, and it debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, which for a rock band does not happen very often. According to Billboard, last time that a band managed to, a hard rock band, hit that number 1 spot with an album release was over 4 years ago. That's a real bummer. I would have thought for sure there had to be something that dropped in the last 4 years as far as hard rock goes that hit number 1, but nothing's standing out. However, I don't think this is going to be the only time we see this happen in 2025. I guarantee Sleep Token's going to do it, and their album drops, is it next week? I think it's next week. You'd think as a Sleep Token, kind of fanatic, that I would just remember that, but it's early on a Monday, all right? And I haven't Googled that. But there are a lot of bands that have gotten to be so popular. I could see someone like Bad Omens hitting number 1 if they drop a new album this year, which I believe they're supposed to do. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Big congrats to Ghost. I love seeing this happen because it's just good news for rock in general. Music popularity goes in these big cycles, and I can see the day where we've got some rock bands, right up there with all of them pop stars. We're heading that direction, which is fantastic. So, again, massive congrats to Ghost. All right, looks like the Kool Aid Man challenge is making a return to TikTok. One of these challenges that's just bad news, for property owners as well as those engaging in it. It's exactly what it sounds like, unless maybe you're young and you're like, what's the Kool Aid Man? All right, back when I was a kid, the Kool Aid Man was a giant pitcher of Kool-Aid who would smash through walls because, this is an exciting beverage. Ooh, yeah! Isn't that what the Kool Aid Man said? Something like that. Anyway, smash through walls, right? So that's what the Kool Aid Man challenge is all about. Smashing through walls, people's fences and property, and just leaving a path of destruction in your wake. Now, this first started back in 2020, and it seems to come and go. Some TikTok challenges should just go. Like, I don't know, this one, you're going to go to jail. You might end up with, a board through your neck. People ain't bringing back the Tide Pod challenge, so I don't know. Breaking stuff can be fun, right? Like, have you ever smashed a TV? It's probably not as fun nowadays because the old TVs, they were just bigger, Smashing a flat screen does sound kind of boring. But if you're going to break stuff, you should break your own stuff. You ever had anybody break your stuff? It's very frustrating. And fences ain't getting any cheaper. I would assume if you can catch the perp, get them to pay for it. But, yeah, the videos are kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. I'm not saying anybody should make them because, again, it's against the law and you're going to hurt yourself. But seeing people smash through fences, I don't know. There's a little bit of entertainment value there. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it. It's bad news. You'll have a bad time. All right. I'm going to keep digging in the news here. Something exciting had to happen over the weekend that wasn't relating to politics, so I'll just keep digging, my folks. Thanks for hanging out with me so far. If you need to get a hold of me, 208-535-1015. We're going to knock this Monday down. All right, let's do this. I just got a Facebook message from Stuart with a post about Lady Gaga setting a big concert record. I guess it would be the largest crowd for a female artist ever. 2.5 million fans at Copacabana Beach in Brazil. 2.5 million people were there. That does not sound like a fun show to me. I mean, I've been to some stadium shows before where you've got, I don't know, 60,000 people, something like that. Even those, if you're really far away, it's not that great. Can you imagine being at the back of the crowd when there's 2.5 million people at a show? And this made me curious. I'm like, okay, who else is doing shows of this size? Now, apparently these are free events with 1 million people or more. So I didn't realize the Lady Gaga show was free, but that's what Wikipedia says. Anyway, that's the number 5 biggest show of all time. Ahead of that, well, I'm going to admit I've only heard of one of these artists. The biggest show of all time at that same location, Copacabana Beach. New Year's Eve 1994, Rod Stewart packed in over 3.5 million people. Just insanity. Oh. Yeah, behind Rod Stewart, you had 2 different shows from Jean-Michel Jarre. I don't know if I said that right, but also a show from Jorge Ben. Okay, well, good for them. The biggest shows that have ever happened as far as just ticket sales, like a regular concert, were like 225,000. An artist named Vasco Rossi. These biggest shows of all time, I've never heard of these artists. Aside from number 4, Paul McCartney, packing in 184,000, also in Brazil. Brazil knows how to party, I guess. Brazil loves live music. But still, if I knew 2.5 million people were going to go to a show, I'd probably hang out at my house. Go for a little bit of a smaller crowd. You know, can you imagine the traffic on the way out? Oh, I can't even stand leaving USANA. We are here. It's Monday. Hi. It's me, Victor Wilt. Yeah, energized enough. Though, I was just chatting with JD about yard work, and I'm like, I don't want to think about yard work right now. Look at this hour. I did a little bit yesterday. I'm proud of myself. Pat on the back. I mowed my front yard. Which is not hard at all. Maybe I'll get the back done soon. I should. I was just a slacker this weekend. It was fun. Had a good weekend. I had some friends over, which was a good time. Slept in Saturday, slept in Sunday. Woke up today, was like, where'd my weekend go? Bunch of bull crap. We have got to move to that, 4-day work week. That would be fantastic. All right, let's see here. I have 10 billion tabs open, and I can't even remember what I was going to share with you because I got in the, again, nightmare mode of, oh no, I need to do something around my house productive. Anyway, I guess it doesn't matter too much, right? You can always dig it up in the next break, whatever the heck I was going to talk about. It's driving me kind of crazy, though. I hate when I have a plan, and the plan just vanishes from my mind. All right. There was a woman found after 62 years. That's interesting, right? Woman missing for 62 years, found alive. Sounds like she disappeared on purpose. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah. She left voluntarily. I'll be back in a while, kids. I'm going to go buy some smokes. One of those situations? No, the article doesn't say. Very brief article from KMSP News. All right, that's neat, but I want to know what the deal was. Why would you disappear off the face of the planet for 62 years and not, tell the news what was going on? Like, oh, I hated my family and friends. I don't know. Does everybody have a dream sometimes of just kind of disappearing? I mean, I've got no reason to. But there's something appealing about it, right? Just vanishing off the face of the planet. Give yourself a new name. move to, I don't know, tropical paradise somewhere. I think there's just been too many movies or news stories about people like faking their death and things like that. Jim Morrison, where is he? Where's Tupac? Anyway, congrats to her family. I'm sure they're excited to see her for the first time ever at the age of 82. Wow. All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to figure out what I was going to talk with you about, because I know I had something. Congrats again to Ghost, scoring the #1 spot on the Billboard 200. Pretty sweet. Welcome to the show. It's the Victor Wilt program. I think I'm about due for more coffee. All right. We've got a new world's oldest woman. I mean, a new one pops up regularly because, the current oldest person will pass away. Anyway, they always give tips, life tips. Here's how I made it to 115. I drank whiskey every day, and you're like, really? That's really what you did? I don't know about that. All right? I have a little bit of booze. I'm completely miserable the next day and feel like I'm going to die. Can't imagine at 115 that it's doing the trick. Now, this woman just says she never argues with people. That sounds like a boring life. It's fun to argue with people sometimes. Come on now. She just says, I never argue with anyone. I listen and I do what I like. Okay. So, depending on her hobbies, maybe she is slamming down the whiskey. We don't know. She doesn't say what the things she likes to do are. And I'm guessing no one called her on it because she doesn't argue. And they're like, it'd be pointless. All right. Anyway, good for her. Can you imagine being 115 years old? Anytime these stories pop up, I point out, I hope I make it to 60. That'd be good. I'd feel like I made it to a pretty good point in life if I can hit 60. So, 115. I mean, I do think that there's a good chance people from our generation and younger could end up living a lot longer than previous generations due to advances in medical technology and such. But, I still could not even fathom. Like 80. It just seems like an unreachable number. Why do I not have a lot of hope for myself? Maybe I'll be the world's oldest man. Just cranky. But when you get to be that old, people just kind of let you slide on, I don't know, whatever you have to say, or because you're just the crazy old person at that point. If you're like 80 plus, don't worry about grandpa. He's just old. Don't pay attention to him. I know he says crazy things, but look how old he is. The guy's 110. Cut him some slack. Anyway, congrats to her on her great accomplishment of being the oldest woman in the world. All right. It's a struggle, but I'm going to do some kind of freak news here in a few. Very disappointed at the weekend news so far. Not very good. So, wish me luck. Boy, where's Florida Man when I need him? Pretty quiet weekend. Has to be something dumb going on. If you're sick, don't go outside. They've got a major outbreak fear as somebody showed up to a baseball game attended by 40,000 people. Packing measles was down in Texas. Of course it was. Just if you're not feeling well, stay home, go to the doctor. Don't hit up the baseball game. Yeah. Never know what you might be packing. Yikes. Okay. It's confirmed that your dirty sponge in your kitchen is nasty. Why is this breaking news? I thought that was confirmed decades ago. That a dirty sponge can have more bacteria than a toilet seat, blah, blah, blah. They're warm, damp, full of food particles. Nasty. They're just nasty. Okay, that's not freak news. Okay, how about ways to reuse your laundry dryer lint? Okay, this is where we're at today, people. Arts and crafts with laundry dryer lint. Apparently, people do use that stuff for something. Fire starter. Yeah, it's one of the reasons you clean it out of the dryer, so your dryer doesn't burst into flames. So you might as well take those and, make them into fire starters. Are you preparing for the apocalypse? Save your dryer lint. Might come in handy. Yeah, another thing they recommend, just small arts and crafts. Look, you can make toys out of it. I don't know, for some reason to me it's kind of gross, even though these are clothes that are in the dryer, right? So they've been washed. But still, the particles of clothing, I don't know, playing with them and making toys out of them, it just seems kind of weird to me. I guess people use them out in the garden to prevent soil erosion, prevent weeds from growing. They add it to compost. Use it for packing material. Can you imagine if you got a box from Amazon and you're like, wow, this is packaged really well. It's dryer lint, but I'm glad my item made it without breaking. I don't know. Again, these are particles from people's clothing. Okay? I don't know if I want my items delivered in this fashion. Yeah, you can make paper out of it or paper mache products. Yeah. Make a piñata out of dryer lint. Clean up spills. Forget paper towels. Just get a handful of dryer lint. What? All right, listen. There's being thrifty and then there's just weird. Okay? Using dryer lint for all of these things, I'm going to put in the weird category, okay? But, to each their own. More power to you. You have fun with your dryer lint. I'm just going to keep throwing it in the garbage. There we go. We'll see what else I can find. Again, very light on the wacky news front so far. Very disappointing. All right, here. A drunk pantless? Which is it? Well, he wasn't wearing pants. It doesn't matter. Got pulled over in Florida. Yeah, I'm getting real desperate for news here. So, just straight up Florida news it is. This isn't really that weird for Florida. I mean, drunk and walking around with no pants. It's kind of just typical day in Florida. But I guess since he identified himself as being famed author Charles Dickens, that made it newsworthy. The only thing that made it different from every other story in Florida. My name is Charles Dickens. His name was actually Vincent Conroy. So, yeah. They charged him with open container and exposure of, come on, Florida, is that the best you got? I mean, it appears that it is. We had this story last week about the guy who tried to bring a bunch of cocaine into Disneyland. You're not going to get away with it. Disney has a police force, okay? They don't mess around. Every inch of that place is under surveillance. You ain't going to get away with any kind of misbehavior at Disneyland, okay? A Florida man who bought 27 Ferraris with $22 million through tax fraud. He's in jail. It's just kind of a boring weekend in Florida, so I'm disappointed there as well. What are we going to do for the rest of this show? I don't know. I'll figure something out, but at least I got money to give away. That makes it a little bit easier. So, yeah, we'll talk Secret Sound here in a bit. In the meantime, here's me and Peaches talking about Secret Sound. How was your weekend?
It was good. I helped somebody propose. That was a fun time.
How old are they?
Typical Idaho age of like early 20s.
People, don't get married in your early 20s. Don't get married in your late teens. Why does nobody listen to me, Peaches? You don't know what kind of person you are at that age.
It's not just you. Nobody listens to anybody anymore.
I know. But I'm telling you, you don't have to get married. You don't have to do the legal thing. You can call yourself married. Be like, this is my wife. And then What are they going to do? Show me the legal document or I don't believe you. No, nobody's going to care. I'm just, sorry, I'm tired and grouchy, Peaches.
No, it's okay.
I shouldn't yell at the people that just want to get married and have a nice happily ever after, but you're living in a fantasy world. Don't get married at that age. Stick it out with somebody for a while. And we've been together, let's say 5+ years. Even so, I'd say you should still wait even longer, but you got to give it at least 5 years.
My parents dated for 10 years before they got engaged.
There you go. That's a smart move because you just don't know. You need to live with someone before you consider marrying them. Like, you need to live with them for 5 years. Forget being in a relationship. I'd say you need to live together for 5 years.
My parents are the ones who were like, do not live with each other till you're married, that type of ruling, so opposite of what you're saying.
They dated and didn't live together for 10 years?
I wonder if they moved in with each other towards, year 8, I think.
That's crazy.
Maybe. No, I think they both lived on their own. That's what it was. Yeah, they both lived on in their own apartments. They would just go visit each other, but once they got engaged, that's when they moved in together, I think.
Okay. All right. All right, if you want to get engaged, because you could be engaged for 20 years. Again, back to just saying, this is my wife. Sure. Be engaged for a long time, but I'm telling you, if you don't live with somebody for a while before you get married, you are going to be horribly surprised because it takes a lot to get used to everyone's, little quirks and things. And when you live with someone, it's totally different than just dating.
It was a weird situation. We had to go set up the gazebo over in Sugar City with a blanket and all that stuff and the candles and all that. We had to go there an hour early, set it all up. And then, he's driving her. He's like, put your hand on your face, trying to, blindfold her eyes. And then they put me in charge of the soundtrack.
They let you pick the music?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are clearly people who shouldn't be getting married. If they're making those kind of decisions.
But the thing is, he's into those bands that we're both into.
Yeah.
I had Sleep Token lined up, one of his favorites. I put the Ice Nine Kills cover of Can't Help Falling in Love.
You got Sleep Token Rain. Way to go, Peaches.
No, it was Is It Really You? It was that one.
Oh, okay.
And there was also Mine in there. There was no war or gods or anything like that.
Very romantic. Well, you're a good friend for helping out. I would have been like, no, you do that yourself.
Oh, I love that type of thing. I'm on the side tearing up.
Oh my gosh. I would have been tearing up too, but for a different reason.
There goes his future. Game over.
Game over for both of them. Not just on the dude, Peaches. This is a big mistake by both of them.
You want to play video games while getting yelled at? That's what it feels like to be married.
Yeah.
We're the dudes around.
I'm just saying, because, even when you're sure, okay, we've been together this long, we got kids and stuff, things can change, and dealing with a divorce, man, it sucks. It's terrible. It's horrible. You don't want to have to do that. Make sure. I just think they should, if there are a lot of things you can't do till a certain age, I think that marriage should be way high up on that list.
Like getting a rental car, you're not allowed to until you're 25.
Yeah, I think marriage should be 25, if not 30, maybe 40. Maybe you need to wait till you're 40 years old.
The entirety of East Idaho would suffer if that was a rule.
And I'm not trying to shame anybody who's gotten married young. Okay, it's okay, and I hope it works out great for you. I'm just saying, if you're not married yet, take your time.
No. Once you guys get divorced, Victor will be there laughing.
I'm not going to laugh at people who get divorced, okay? Because I know what a nightmare that process is. It's very stressful. But, yeah, these kids. Well, again, good job helping them out, Peaches.
Oh, it's fun.
They set up a gazebo just to say, will you marry me?
Well, they were going to do it somewhere else, but the weather here just turned poo, so it was just kind of let's go have them propose under the gazebo in a Sugar City Park.
All right, whatever works. Maybe that's a special place to them or something like that. I don't know.
Not really. It was a backup plan.
What was the original plan?
To go on the top of our mountain or something like that.
Yeah. Probably not a good time to try to go to the top of a mountain yet.
Should have did it when the meteor was in the sky.
Yeah, that meteor, man. I wish I would have seen that in person.
Me too.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was asleep.
Just based on the video, seeing that in person must have been crazy.
I would have, you saw the video of the guy driving down the street and it just pops up out of nowhere. I would have been petrified. I would have driven home so fast.
The world's ending. Somebody's shooting missiles at us. Oh!
Not that, but so aliens are finally visiting. I just watched A Quiet Place, that's how they come down is with the meteors.
Yeah.
That's it, they're here. Run inside.
Right on. I watched a pretty good movie over the weekend, Companion.
Oh.
Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad.
I've heard Sinners is pretty good, the new horror movie.
That's what I'm hearing everybody talk about. So I think I haven't been to the movie theater in quite some time, but I do really want to see that movie.
I want to see that one in the Until Dawn movie. That one seems really cool.
And I watched Pink Floyd live at Pompeii.
Ooh, how was that?
It was excellent. I had my sound system turned up to 100 all the way up, and it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. The music was just flying all around you. It was great.
Steven Wilson did a great job mixing it.
Great job mixing it, for sure. And the video quality was just so good.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So it was nice.
I wish they would do that with AC/DC Live at Donington. I feel like that would be so cool to hear that remastered, remixed, and all that.
Yeah, just start pestering them online. Be like, you guys are going to die soon. You need to put out better quality versions of your live videos.
Isn't most of Pink Floyd dead?
Half of them. No, only one of the guys.
So far, we've lost Malcolm, and I think that's Bon Scott, of course, but he died really early on.
Yeah, no, I think as far as the big Pink Floyd goes, I believe that 3 of the 4 are alive. I think, but I don't keep track of that kind of stuff very good. What do you want from me?
Everything.
Oh, you're on mic 3 as well. All right.
Yeah, because that one's way over there.
I know. We need to push it over there because I keep just turning on mic 2 and then it's like, sucks.
How was your weekend, dude?
It was pretty good. I managed to do somewhat productive things. I mowed my front yard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, that's enough of that.
I stained my deck.
I saw you were doing that.
Now I can barely move.
Yeah, when I saw you were doing that, it made me feel very lazy. Yeah. Very lazy. But I did tidy up my house and mowed the front yard. So.
Well, you kind of almost did something then.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like doing the whole yard would have taken very long either. I was just lazy. Just stupid and lazy.
Well, I stained the deck. Went and helped a buddy rebuild part of his fence, about 20, 30 feet of it.
Jeez.
Then I de-winterized the camper. Had to pull the heater out because it was all messed up and redo the sail switch on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were actually productive.
All weekend long. And I smoked a pork butt.
And you smoked a pork butt.
That's right.
All right. I cooked a frozen pizza. Is that about at the same level of effort?
No.
Well, at least you didn't take some young kids out and help them, do an engagement like Peaches.
Well, why would you help that?
I don't know. You should discourage young people from trying to get married. That's what I was saying to them. Like, no, don't get married till you're at least like 30, or you have to live with someone for at least 5 years, I think.
Yeah, because you never know what's going to come out.
Yeah, when you live together, that's when you see all the down and dirty. All right? And some people are complete maniacs. You have no idea if you don't live with them. What do they do in the middle of the night?
Wander around sleepwalking, putting the pillows in the stove.
Yeah, you might have someone who is, putting your life at risk with their sleepwalking. Yeah. So I think I had the least productive weekend of anybody I've talked to yet. But my house is clean, so that's
Have you
nice.
talked to Katie or Justin?
No.
Okay. Maybe you should go talk to them.
What?
They didn't give me a lot of detail on what their weekend was, but you probably did a little bit more.
Now that sounds weird.
It was Justin's birthday weekend. He's entitled to not do anything.
Okay.
Except for birthday shenanigans.
Okay. So you're just saying they both pretty much slept
Yeah.
all weekend? All right. That's fair. That's fair. So are they both just out of it and cranky today?
No, they're good.
Okay. All right. So it's only me who's out of it and cranky today.
Yeah, so knock it off.
Why? Someone's got to be cranky around here.
Nope.
No, I'm not really cranky. I'm fine. Thankfully, lots of good new music coming in 2025. Talked about Ghost earlier, taking the #1 spot on the Billboard 200. Fantastic for the world of rock and metal. Sleep Token, I'm sure, will end up doing the same thing. And I think their album comes out this week, right? I thought for some reason it was next week, but I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about it here. May 9th, this Friday. So, people who ain't into Sleep Token, you're going to have a rough morning show, 7 a.m. on Friday. Because I'm going to bust out that whole album, start to finish. It's the biggest rock release of the year. Got to do it. Got to show support. I'm hoping it ends up being pretty good. The new song Sleep Token's put out so far. Emergence, I really like. Caramel has grown on me quite a bit. And what was the other new one called? Demacles or something? I don't know how you say it. It was pretty good. But I have not had my mind completely blown like some of the tracks off Take Me Back to Eden. So, I'm certainly very hopeful. I don't know if I'm turning into, that old guy who's like, the new music, it's not quite to my liking. Because I love tons of new music. But like the new Ghost album, it's good. And some of the songs on it I really like. I like them a lot. But maybe I need to give it a few more listens. There were some others that I'm like, Hopefully it's not the case with the Sleep Token album. No, I'm pretty sure I'm still a fan of new music. But, some bands, they just drop an album and they're never going to top it. Will Ghost ever top Meliora? I don't know. I'm going to go with unlikely. Will Sleep Token ever top Take Me Back to Eden? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see on Friday. Will System of a Down ever put out anything? Well, at least Acid Bath's back doing shows. Maybe they'll put out new music. That'd be cool. I'd be down for that. I think I'd be more excited about new Acid Bath than I would about pretty much any other band. Yeah, I know we've got new 9 Inch Nails on the way, so that's great. Tool, We Can Hope. Those guys are getting pretty old. It's been a long time since they dropped anything new. When did Fear Inoculum come out? That was ages ago. But we can dream. Anyway, I know there's new music coming tomorrow. Can't tell you from who, but we'll be playing it. It's a band that I know the average K-Bear listener likes, so just got to kick back and wait. Kick back and wait for the new music delivery. All right. I swear I'm going to go find something entertaining to talk about. It is a rough news day today, everybody. There's a lot of stupid things floating around, as always, but man, it's tough. 2025 radio. It sucks if you avoid everything in the news. All right, we got Peaches in the house. What's happening, Peaches?
Oh, nothing much. Just tons of Monday tasks.
Whew, you're telling me, man. We got a lot going on around here, and it's just going to get busier and busier and busier over the next few weeks. Like next week's going to be crazy. I got that Doug Stanhope show middle of the week. Then on Saturday, the Classy 97 Second Chance Prom.
Are you dressing up for that?
Well, here's the problem, Peaches. In the last 6 months, this winter, I bulked up, to say the least.
I was going to say, you went through the winter bulking season.
Yeah, and sadly, I bulked up much more than I have before in my life. I feel so fat, Peaches.
You're
so
not fat. Stop it.
Well, thanks, Peaches. I appreciate the kind words, but yes, I am. But anyway, I have a nice suit. You've seen it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it would be like Chris Farley in, what is it, Tommy Boy?
Oh, yeah, we're right.
Fat guy in a little coat. And then I ripped my suit, dude. So I don't know what I'm going to do. You don't have to dress up to go to Classy Prom, but we're like working at it. So
I might put on a fake earpiece because the last time I wore the white shirt with the black tie and the glasses like the aviators, it looked like I was part of the Secret Service. So I might just do that.
I do have some earbuds that could look like an earpiece. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try the suit on. I could always leave the jacket hanging open.
I do have my old high school suit I can just give to you. That way you can put that on.
If I fit in Peach's clothes, I'm really going to feel bad about myself. Okay? These are a perfect fit now.
Here's that picture of Stewie trying on Peter's clothes.
So, Classy Prom, and then the next night is Seether, POD, and Nonpoint at the Mountain America Center, which, by the way, if you want to win some tickets, sign up in the secret sound form for us to call you. That reminds me.
Did you not get that person's name?
No, I didn't get that person's information. It's hard to remember those things, Peter. We're doing all these last-minute changes.
Yeah.
If you're caller number 20, you're supposed to go into the drawing for Seether tickets.
Well, that's if we give out the cue to call for Secret Sound. I don't want someone to hear you be like, "Oh, we caller 20 and call right now."
So Logan, you'll have to call me back.
Yeah.
I'll recognize your voice, Logan. I can compare it to the recording I have of your voice and be like, "That's the real Logan." I think that's what his name was. It was probably like Jeff or something. Yeah, it's Monday, man. It's Monday. So anyway, yeah, sign up for a chance for us to call you for the secret sound, and you might win some Seether tickets.
I'm excited for all of next week, really. It's going to be a fun time.
I'm just so old. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of stuff. I feel tired. But that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I come in and suffer.
At
It'll
least
be
we're
fine.
not setting the whole thing up. Like, we're not doing anything like close to Josh and Chantel for Classy's prom at all.
Yeah, no. We just got to be there and do our thing. Kind of like the Seether show, you know. Maybe get up on stage, walk around and talk to listeners. Oh, it's rough.
Let's both wear our prom clothes to the Seether show as well.
Just dress in a suit.
Yeah.
Get in the pit.
It's a formal Sunday. You got to wear your Sunday's best.
It is a Sunday show. So, yeah, I'll just leave church and go straight to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, everybody. There's the events that are coming up, some of which you can win free tickets for. If you want to go to the Classy Prom, that's Saturday night at the waterfront. And basically, you know, like, say you went to high school and you went to prom with someone you don't like, or maybe you didn't go to prom because you're smart. Now you can go with your current date and go dance and pretend it's, you know, prom. It's prom for adults.
Prom was fun for me in high school. That was a good time.
I thought prom sucked.
Well, that's because, I'm not going to say that.
Well, the music was terrible. And
Oh, don't be that guy. It's like, oh, the high school music is terrible.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Of course it's going to be bad. It's high school. They're playing what the kids listen to.
yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't go to any high school dances.
And you went to prom in what year was it? I mean, you were born in 82. I'm assuming 2000?
It was 2000 that I went to prom.
You had better music than what I had. You think I got down to Enrique Iglesias? I Like It with Pitbull?
Yeah, I mean,
Lil Jon? You didn't
could
have
have
that
been-
back in 2000?
could have been some Limp Bizkit and Korn, but I don't remember. I think it was like Backstreet Boys or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Backstreet Boys, those are fun.
All
That's
I
fun.
remember is I was like, this music sucks. So I hung out outside quite a bit with my friend Pat from the band Neck Brace. We just kicked it outside and we're like, all right, we're at prom. Hopefully the dates are happy. You know, you get what you get. All right. Enjoy the music in there. We're outside.
Yeah, I was going to I just celebrated, it was May 2nd. All of a sudden, it said, on this day, 10 years ago, and it showed me at prom, and I was going to send it to my prom day, be like, 10 years flies by. I hope you're doing well or something like that.
Holy cow. Yeah. Mine would have been 25 many years ago. Jeez. It's wild how fast time goes by at a certain point. Like, high school doesn't seem like it was 25 years ago.
That's because
I'm
it never
so
ends.
old. Old.
Bowling for Soup had it correct. High school never ends.
Thankfully, it does. Unless you go to that high school reunion, which this year is my 25-year high school reunion. I'm considering going.
Are they even going to allow you in?
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't they allow me in?
Pay the book fee that you haven't paid.
I don't think it's necessarily sanctioned by the school. You know, a bunch of students get together and go, let's throw the reunion. You know, the popular kids like, hey, let's bring everybody back.
Isn't it usually like the class president that organizes the entire thing?
I don't know. All I know is I got the Facebook event invite, and I'm disappointed because part of it is an all-school gathering where we, get together with the kids from Century and Highland.
Oh, so your graduating classes were that small?
No, it's not small enough. Maybe they're worried that people aren't going to show up. I mean, there had to be a couple hundred at each school.
How many people graduated in your class? Like 100 and something?
I would assume a couple hundred. I don't remember.
Huh.
You know, my name was right at the top, so you know how you're not supposed to leave?
I mean, I agree. You should leave. I mean, who cares? Who cares if Zachariah, who's dead last, celebrates by himself?
Yeah,
his parents are there in the audience.
I was one of the first people up. I scooted as quick as I could.
Of course, you get your diploma and get out of there.
And I got my empty diploma case. My diploma's still sitting at Pocatello High School because I won't pay my parking tickets.
That's what it was, the parking ticket, not the book fee.
Well, I think there was a book fee on there, but yeah, I'm not going to pay those parking tickets. I refuse. I'm putting my foot down. For 25 years, I have refused to pay those parking tickets.
What if the school is like, you know what? It's been 25 years. We'll just give them it now.
At what point did they write it off? Come on, if it was a doctor's office, they would have written it off decades ago.
You see those stupid stories all the time about libraries, accepting a book 98 years later? Why not just have I don't know, the same thing for you? Be like, okay, here's your diploma. We don't care.
I haven't called Pokey High in a few years to ask exactly what my balance is. Maybe I'll call them after this break and get the update on how much I owe. I have my little empty diploma thing sitting in my my pool table room in the basement as a decoration because it's a story,
Definitely.
Yeah. See that? I never got my diploma, even though you don't have to physically have it to say you have it. I graduated high school. You can call the school and ask them.
Everyone just assumes you went through high school, I would assume, at this.
I don't know.
At your age, who cares? You're 40.
Well, and does anybody ever call to see? If you just said I graduated high school, are they going to call the high school for a job and be like, did this person really graduate high school? I don't think they'd call.
Depends on what you're trying to get into.
Maybe, but I mean...
Maybe Secret Service or something like that? I don't know.
Maybe. I guess. They probably look into you pretty heavy if it's a government job.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, maybe I'll call Pokey High, see what's going on, see how much money I owe them. Maybe they've finally written it off, and I can just come get my diploma next time I'm in Pokey.
That would be the best thing ever. Just a picture of you jumping in the air holding it. Finally
Yay,
did it!
I finally graduated high school. All right, we'll see. Thank you again for tuning in to The Victor Welch Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.